Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. General Hospital has Ava Jerome found not guilty, and that could clear the way for Ric Lansing and his client to have a hot romance. So Ric worried the jury would punish her because of his behavior in the courtroom. Yet another verdict I'm seeing is about Ric and Ava. GH fans on soap social media really want this romance to happen. And I agree. Ric Lansing, Rick Hurst, has amazing chemistry with Ava Jerome, Maura West, on General Hospital. We know Ava's got a crush on Ric, and even though Nana Reeves, Cynthia Watros, warned Ava that Ric's selfish and only loves himself, that didn't diminish her crush on General Hospital. Ric's exactly the sort of bad boy that Ava's always attracted to. She's dated serial killers, and Ava made a baby with a mob boss, and that's after sleeping with his son. Her love life on General Hospital indicates a romance with Ric Lansing is right in Ava Jerome's sweet spot. Dive into this update from Belinda at Soap Dirt. She talks about what's next for Ric and Ava. So are we getting a red-hot romance between the two most hated people in Port Charles right now? Check it out below. The courtroom was packed, the air heavy with anticipation. Ric Lansing, his sharp features taut with tension, sat at the defense table beside his client, Ava Jerome. This was the moment they had worked tirelessly for, the moment Ava's freedom and her future would be decided. Months of grueling legal battles had led to this day, and as the judge's gavel struck and the words "not guilty" echoed through the chamber, the drama of General Hospital shifted into a thrilling new gear. But the courtroom drama was just the prelude. The real fireworks were yet to come as Ric and Ava's connection, forged in the crucible of crisis, began to sizzle in unexpected ways. Ava Jerome, ever the tempestuous enigma, had been no stranger to scandal. From her mob ties to her tangled family dynamics, Ava's life had been a whirlwind of intrigue and danger. When she found herself accused of a crime she insisted she hadn't committed, she turned to Ric Lansing, a man with a reputation as sharp as his tailored suits. Ric, a skilled lawyer known for his ability to navigate murky legal waters, took her case with the steely determination that only someone with his checkered past could muster. Throughout the trial, their interactions crackled with tension. Ric's cool, methodical demeanor was the perfect foil to Ava's fiery, unpredictable nature. As the weeks wore on, it became clear that their partnership was more than just professional. Beneath the legal strategies and late-night planning sessions, an undeniable chemistry simmered. When the verdict was read, the courtroom erupted in a mix of gasps and cheers. Ava threw herself into Ric's arms, tears of relief streaming down her face. It was a moment of raw emotion, unguarded and electric. Ric, typically reserved, held her tightly, his usually stoic expression softening. The victory was theirs, but it was more than just a legal win. For Ric and Ava, it marked the beginning of something new, something neither of them had expected. As they stepped out of the courthouse and into the throng of reporters, their eyes met, and the spark between them became impossible to ignore. Ava and Ric were both no strangers to complex relationships. Ava's past was littered with tumultuous love affairs, while Ric had a history of romantic entanglements that often ended in disaster. Yet there was something about their connection that defied logic. Theirs was a bond born of adversity. Ric had seen Ava at her most vulnerable, and she had seen him at his most relentless. It was intoxicating, this shared understanding of the darker sides of themselves. But their relationship was far from simple. Both carried the weight of their pasts. Ric's troubled relationship with his brother Sonny Corinthos, and Ava's fraught history with Nicholas Cassadine and the Jerome family legacy. For Ric, Ava represented a dangerous temptation, a challenge he couldn't resist. For Ava, Ric was a steady anchor in her chaotic world, but one she couldn't fully trust. This push and pull dynamic only heightened the tension between them, making their connection all the more explosive. Their romance truly ignited one fateful evening. Ric had invited Ava to celebrate her acquittal at his penthouse. The atmosphere was charged, the air thick with unspoken words. Over glasses of wine, they reminisced about the trial, trading barbs and laughter. But as the evening wore on, the barriers they had carefully maintained began to crumble. "I couldn't have done this without you," Ava admitted, her voice uncharacteristically soft. "You believed in me when no one else did." Ric looked at her, his expression unreadable. "You're stronger than you think, Ava. I just helped you see it." The moment hung between them, heavy with possibility. And then, as if drawn together by an invisible force, they kissed. It was a kiss that spoke of longing, of pent-up emotions finally unleashed. It was the beginning of something neither of them could deny. As their romance blossomed, Ric and Ava knew they had to keep it a secret. Their relationship was fraught with complications. Ric's connections to Sonny and Carly, Ava's precarious standing in Port Charles, and the ever-present specter of her enemies. But secrecy only added to the thrill, and their clandestine meetings became the highlight of their days. They found solace in each other, a refuge from the chaos of their lives. Ric admired Ava's resilience and wit, while Ava was drawn to Ric's intelligence and intensity. Together, they were a formidable pair, navigating the treacherous waters of Port Charles with a mix of cunning and passion. Of course, in a town like Port Charles, secrets are rarely kept for long. Whispers of their relationship began to circulate, sparking intrigue and outrage in equal measure. Carly, ever the meddler, was the first to confront Ric, accusing him of jeopardizing his career and reputation. "What are you thinking, Ric?" Carly demanded. "Ava Jerome is nothing but trouble." But Ric, uncharacteristically, stood his ground. "I don't expect you to understand, Carly," he replied. "But Ava and we're good together." Meanwhile, Ava faced her own challenges. Her daughter, Avery, was her top priority, and she worried about how her relationship with Ric might affect their fragile dynamic. Then there were her enemies, always lurking, always looking for a weakness to exploit. Despite the challenges, Ric and Ava's relationship continued to grow. They brought out the best in each other, challenging each other in ways no one else could. Ric encouraged Ava to embrace her softer side, while Ava pushed Ric to take risks and live a little. But their love was not without its trials. The shadows of their pasts loomed large, threatening to tear them apart. Ric struggled with his feelings of inadequacy, haunted by the mistakes he had made. Ava wrestled with her fear of vulnerability, terrified of letting someone in only to lose them. As the weeks turned into months, Ric and Ava's romance became one of General Hospital's most captivating storylines. Their love was messy, passionate, and undeniably compelling, a perfect reflection of the characters themselves. For fans, the pairing of Ric and Ava was a masterstroke, a union of two deeply flawed yet deeply human characters. Their journey was one of redemption and self-discovery, a reminder that love can be found in the most unexpected places. In the ever-turbulent world of Port Charles, where alliances shift and secrets abound, Ric and Ava's red-hot romance was a beacon of hope. It was proof that even in the darkest of times, love could triumph. And as their story unfolded, viewers were left eagerly anticipating what twists and turns lay ahead for this unlikely but unforgettable couple.